Very good evening. This is a small introduction about me, which I've just put it on this slide. So, in this 2 day orientation masterclass, we are going to take an integrated approach and indulge in a kind of experiential learning. I'm not going to theoretically make you um, just be an observer, but to also to take it upon yourself and experience it and give me feedbacks about what it is and how it makes you feel when you're taking up a modality, and with an integrated modality approach, how it makes you feel, because everybody's why I'm using the term you is everybody's experiences are quite different. Our perceptions are different from person to person, and that purely depends upon our genetics and our experiences, our life exposure, and what we've come across in the past from childhood till date. So so that's it, and let us get into the subject. So basically what I've put in this slide is expressive arts therapy. Though some of you might have attended my previous workshops, would have known where I've given the theoretical, more of theoretical information about what it is. So it is one psychological technique which has been popular in India from the 1980s, though it has been quite popular abroad. And for them to integrate all the different modalities and bring it to get together, it was Palo Nil who put everything together, though it existed as independent arts. So bringing expression through different modalities of art is what was inculcated in the European countries, and later came to existence to India. And now some of us are who are trained in it, who studied it, are using it actively in practice. And basically, as I just explained, our genetics, each of us by birth have some artistic skills which differ from person to person again. For example, some of us can be very good at one specific you can just give this a reading. Sorry. So if some of us are taking this up, though we may not be. I mean, I graduated. I did my course from reputed university. I did it from Women's Christian College, Chennai. But if you're basically someone who's trained in sociology, psychology, social work, or any such kind of background where psychology is also a part of your learning, then you can use these techniques which you learn in your therapeutic work, and it promotes personal growth, professional growth in whatever field people are in. When we are inculcating it on ourselves, what is the change that we observe is sometimes gives us a learning that this is how our client also could feel. It will trigger some of the old memories, thoughts when we are going through this process, where there might be a need for us to meet a therapist because something long back which we thought we had forgotten is popping up. And coming back to the point which I just started with, each of us have a innate skill and innate talent by birth, not someone taught us. Like, for example, people can be linguistic. For example, I'm someone who can write well from school. Like, I used to participate in writing articles for the school magazine. So that is one way of expression. It's an artistic skill. And linguistically speaking, in a very comprehensive way which is understandable. I've been a teacher for quite a long time in colleges, schools, in psychology. 11th and 12th has humanities, where psychology is part of it. So I've been part of the curriculum, training students. So that way, that's a skill. I'm good at drawing. But if you look at what I'm not very good at, I'm not someone who's very comfortable with dance movement or drama. Uh, Music to some extent, yeah. So storytelling to some extent, yeah. But my most, if you ask me if I'm taking part in a therapy session, then my option, we were taking therapy sessions. So whoever took the program, because as I mentioned, there could be something that is triggering in us when we take up these activities as an experiential learning. So that way, Srinivasan sir, I'm seeing continuous thumbs up. Can you please check if by default it is just coming up? Kindly check that. Okay, so like as I mentioned, everybody's inclination towards one particular artistic skill can be very different totally from the other person. And that is where the role of a therapist comes in, choosing what modality you're giving your client for the goal we have set for that particular session, and depending on the case and the history of the client whom we are working with. Towards the end, we'll also be seeing a case if time permits today. If not, regarding the case, we will see tomorrow. Hope you have just given a reading to this. If you have given a reading to this, please put a thumbs up. Yeah. So I'm directly getting to the activity. As I mentioned, today we are more going to focus on experiential learning rather than getting into the theoretical aspects, because I feel that the theoretical aspects are already ready. When we Google, we find a lot of information. It's not that something exclusive we find, but experiencing a particular skill and learning it, processing it, and to see what it is what the what I am trying to set as an agenda for my session. So let us do this scribble art technique. So let me explain to you in detail about what you are going to do in this session. So I'm going to play a piece of music for you, and so that will be the first step, where you're going to concentrate on the music which is being played. So I prefer instrumental music, um, just to avoid the lyrics, which can be distracting for this particular activity. And I would request you to keep your videos on while you make the movements, because I'm also going to make the movement with you. And we are going to watch ourselves in the video while we are making the movement. Last time, also, very beautifully, some of our participants, when we did the exclusive body movement therapy, cooperated really well, and they totally experienced that kind of feel. So when we experience how it is, we understand better. So that way, please keep your audios on mute when I play the music. Keep your videos on and start making body movements along with me. And the duration, let us set as 10 minutes for making these body movements. So, when you are making the body movements, I would want you to just be in the present. Just be mindful of only the act that you're doing. As I just mentioned while I was telling you in the group about the instructions to wear clothes which are comfortable, and to also use a private space where you don't have people around and you're comfortable to move. So see to that. And yeah, so later on I will explain step 3 to you. As of now, if you've understood step 1 and step 2 which I just explained to you, please put a thumbs up so that I can begin playing the music for you. Okay, so please set your phone or laptop, whatever device you're using, in a way that you will be able to see yourself moving. So I'm just going to play the music for you. So I'm going by making stretches, by just moving my neck, basic stretches, shoulder, hands, hips, legs, so on. So similarly, you can also try whatever is comfortable, and somewhere like I can also be like a guide, um, guide in the sense to just start with. Later on, like as you feel when you're concentrating on the music, whatever you feel, you can go by it. Participants are requested to switch on your video. Please feel comfortable. The other participants too can switch on your videos. Please feel comfortable. Thank you to all participants who danced along with me. Whatever moment we make is the dance. And let me tell you that there is no need for having a prior dance experience, whether it is Western or classical or whatever. Because I myself had this doubt when I did this modality 10 years back. Um, I remember asking my trainer that I do not know to dance. Is that okay for me to take part in this modality? We had foreigners coming down to take us into the different modalities. So she told me that you absolutely don't have to have a person for that. I had someone from Germany, and she used to conduct these kind of therapeutic sessions in the prisons. So, fortunately, we had a very exclusive trainer who gave her best and brought in that kind of uh, group harmony. We do it as a group. And generally, expressive arts therapy sessions are conducted in small groups, um, not more than 10. So I just still remember that we had 12 students, and 12 itself they felt as a bigger number. All right. So let me get into step number 3 by getting into our activity. be in the present moment. So when we danced and we heard the music, and we looked at ourselves when we were making the moment, there could be some mixed emotions. There could be mixed emotions, and when it is mixed emotions, there can be positive emotions, there can be negative emotions as well. Emotions like happiness, being joyful, or being upset or frustrated or sad for whatever reason. At the same time, people can experience being joyful, being relaxed, and being excited that we are trying something new. It could be anything, whichever you experienced during the process, and even now, because we've just done the process. It's been 2 minutes since we've just stopped making moments. So now the next step for you is to take a piece of plain paper, like how I put in this picture. And what you will be doing is start scribbling on the sheet of paper. So that scribble can be done with a pen, pencil, sketch pen, or anything. But continuously you're going to use only that throughout. And when I'm going to ask you to start, you will start. And when I ask you to stop, you will stop scribbling. So the word scribble itself says that it's not going to be in a perfect form, and everybody's pattern of scribbling is not going to be the same. It's still again exclusive. So if you're ready with the materials, please let me know so that we can start with step 5. I want all of you to put a thumbs up. If any of you want us to wait, you can put it in the chat box. Okay, so let's begin with the scribble art modality. Does anyone have any doubts? You can feel free to ask. All right, so ready? Okay, start. Please start your scribbling, and you will not lift your hand up as you're scribbling. You're only going to focus on scribbling. In between, do not take your hand and then put it in again. But you're going to continue doing the act. I'm making note of the time. Exactly after 5 minutes, I'm going to ask you to stop. Please stop. All right. So we'll move on to the next step. Okay. So now let me explain what you're going to do. So all of you have used a sheet of paper to draw, whether it is a rectangular or a square shaped paper that you have used. It will have four sides. So please name the sides. For example, just put number one, number two, number three by just tilting the paper. So, a sheet. Yes. Doubt? Okay.
So, hi, Swati.
Yes,
Uh,
ma'am.
this is Revati.
Yes, ma'am.
So, you said that we have to number the sides
Mm.
by tilting the page. Actually, I'm not able to get that. Can you repeat once again?
So what I'm trying to tell you is, when there's a paper and you have, this can be side number one, side one,
Okay.
then tilt it, side two, then tilt it, side three, and tilt it, side four.
Okay. 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 Thank you.
So after numbering the sides of a paper, please turn to side one. Whichever you have named as side one is the angle in which you are going to gaze at. Gaze at the picture from whichever side you have named as side one. You're just going to look at it. You're going to just look at it, nothing much. And trace out what you see in it. For example, in the scribble art, which I've just put as a sample. According to whatever scribble that individual did, they're connecting few of the scribbles, and whatever image they were able to see, that particular individual was able to see, that individual has traced it with a color pencil or a sketch or whatever. Looks like a color pencil, but you can trace it with whatever material you have. Trace out what you see in it with a color pen. Color the next step after you trace it will be color the image, give it a form, structure using your creativity. For example, maybe they have, I can see a flower here. Maybe there were scribbles here and there. Connecting the scribbles, that individual would have come up with the image of a flower. Then maybe towards the center of that flower, I want to shade it to show that this is the center and the petals are around. The individual may shade the petals as well. It's up to that individual. So I'm finding some circle here. So in order to give it a form and structure, maybe I put eyes to it, mouth to it, because there's a human figure here. I'm just saying, but it is just an example, and each of our experiences are different. So what you will be doing will be quite different from whatever is shown. Everybody's work is exclusive. Once you're done with that, write down what is the image close to the trace. If you feel it's a flower, for example, mention it as flower. If you feel it's a person, you can mention it as person. Or if this individual is able to see alphabets, okay, so they put it as ABC. So whatever you are able to see from side 1, side 2, side 3, side 4, you're going to repeat the same in all the four directions by just tilting the paper, turning the paper, I mean, to just look at whichever side you need to guess. Let us take 5 more minutes for this activity. 2 more minutes. Okay. So, for those who have completed, I want you to do some introspection by looking at the images that came up to you when you saw um, what you have done, your own piece of art. And as a therapist, some questions that we can ask. For example, in whatever picture I put in, I can ask the individual what is there in the center, and suppose the individual says that it's an animal, and when I look at the animal's eye, I'm seeing that the eyeballs are looking on to one side, tuning towards one side. So the next question that I may be asking is, why is that animal tilted towards the eyes are eyeballs are tilted towards one direction? What is it looking for? Is it seeking something? Is it curious about something? Is something that I can ask. It's all creative imaginary work, so there is no right or wrong answers. So whatever your client says is your lead to um, get closer and reach to where your client wants to achieve, or what is their exact what is troubling your client, for them to get an awareness about themselves. Again, images which you can see sometimes, it's for example in this diagram, if they say they've drawn a human figure which is in blue color, so I can ask some questions like, you have drawn eyes and mouth, what about the ears? Sometimes absence of ears can be an indication that that individual does not want to hear or listen to instructions. Not always, but what I'm saying is we're not drawing a conclusion here. So it can be a question which you can just ask the client, because such questions are very helpful and leading to what we want, what information we want from our client, and for them to get an awareness about what is actually running in their mind. Is it so? We can ask, like, we can put it across like, is it so? Seems like this character doesn't like to hear instructions or is fed up listening to instructions. Is that a reason? Sometimes absence of neck could be an indication of um, absence of emotional regulation, or they need to work more on emotional regulation. Sometimes absence of hands can mean helplessness, and legs not being grounded. For example, in this diagram you can see it is kind of tilted. So there could be an history of struggles in the basic foundation. Basic foundation is from where we come from, our family, our primary caregivers, or it could also mean that the professional grounding. Maybe it's not like fully, I'm not standing on my feet, or I'm not steady. It could mean anything, or it may not mean whatever I said also, but we go by the explanation which the client gives. These are all some examples I'm giving for us to probe our client, promote introspection, and come up with more information for us to work. So, can I move to the next slide? Please put a thumbs up if you've understood this. Okay, there's a case presentation which I wouldn't prefer starting now because it will take a longer time. So, because the very important aspect of expressive arts therapy is to get reflections from our participants. So when you introspect whatever you feel, whatever connectivity you feel, you can jot down, you can just write down, you can put it down. I'm not going to ask you about it, but I'm only going to ask your overall experience. of what you went through, because we have used a lot of modalities in this activity that we did. We used the music modality. It's an integrated approach, as I told you. And then we have used the dance or body movements modality. And we have used the visual arts modality. And this can also be a kind of narration. For example, I asked you to do this introspection and pen down what comes to your mind when you're saying this. So people can narrate it as a story. They can use creative writing, they can use creative speaking to verbalize what they're actually feeling in a therapeutic setting. It can be done in a group as a group session or on a one-on-one session. And yeah, so coming back to my group, so today I've conducted this and we've done all these 9 steps. So I don't want you to exclusively speak about what you felt or what you were able to connect or what it indicates in your life, respecting your each one of your privacy. But I want to know your overall experience. I want you to speak about how it felt when you listened to a music and you did a moment and you watched yourself, and then what came up to your mind when you were doing the scribble, and how it felt to you. And if it's comfortable for you, you can send your piece of art across without your name, with due respect to your privacy. So the floor is yours. I welcome you to speak about your experience only. How it was, how it felt, and how do you feel now? What is something that hits you? Or from the session, what was your new takeaway? Anything you can speak about your. I want you to reflect upon what you have done.
Um, Hi, Swati.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so the music actually it helps us to unwind, right? The whole day we had been under work pressure and everything, and finally, by the end of the day, when you listen to music, it really helps you to unwind. So I just want to understand because since you said I cannot lift my hand while doing that scribbling, I'm okay to show what I have done. So I just is it okay to show it in the forum now, or I have to send it to you separately to understand what it actually means?
In the group, no, I feel you can send it to my WhatsApp. All of you can send it
Okay.
to my WhatsApp without your names, and I'll put it to the
Okay.
group so that the other person can see how the other person has drawn. That is also a new learning,
Okay. Okay.
because as I mentioned, everybody's
Mhm.
perception is different. And in scribble
Okay.
art, we generally instruct to not lift their hands up because
Uh,
just to maintain that continuity.
okay. Okay, so that is what I was. See, it is new to us, right? This whatever you taught us today, it is quite new. So I was also under that thing like how to do it. Since I was not allowed to lift my hand, I kept doing the thing, the scribbling. So whether it is okay or not, I do not know. But still, I want to understand what it means. So that is why I just asked you now whether I'm okay to send it to you. Anyway,
You're open
it
to
was
send it, ma'am.
yeah. But anyway, it's very nice and it's a good initiative. Thank you so much.
What do you do, ma'am?
I'm a counselor, student counselor working in a private college.
Are you from Chennai?
Yeah, yeah, I'm from Chennai.
I'm from Chennai, but I work at and right now I am put up at Coimbatore.
Oh, okay. So you're not in Chennai now.
Yeah, because I'm married at Coimbatore.
Oh, okay. So you'll be back to Chennai.
I may come to visit my parents.
Oh, oh. So you're right now you're stationed at
Living at
Coimbatore.
Coimbatore. Yes.
Okay,
Thanks.
okay.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
nice talking to you. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, I would like to hear from the others. Please come forward to share your experience.
Hi, ma'am. Yeah, so this is Radipriya, and for that initial dance, initially I was very
Hesitant.
struggled to start even with, uh, but once I felt the music, then it started. The movement started automatically. Initially, I was sitting, and then after that, I felt completely into that music. So the moment, so after that, I feel so relaxed, like I came to the focus on this one. And the scribbling part, I don't know what to say, but when started the scribbling, after that it came to fully, like we have to do some art kind of thing, so many thoughts coming in the mind. We finished it,
Please make
but
a note
while
of
coloring,
what comes in your mind.
mind,
And
okay,
because you are going to join me from the Wednesday, sorry,
yes,
let me just make a small announcement. We begin this expressive arts 3 month training where we have weekly 2 days of classes, and a few of my participants are also present here. It will be 7 to 9 because, as I mentioned, reflections are very important. So, that 1 hour of reflection with my participants, because every participants will have different perceptions to share, and it's very important for the other people also to know how other people are looking at it for our own learning. And it enhances our own personal growth as well as helps us professionally. Yes, Radhipriya, please continue.
yes, ma'am. So after coloring, again, I didn't expect that I would see these kind of. I
Hmm.
can trace these kind of images.
Hmm. So when we are meeting on Wednesday, Radhipriya, I will give you that explanation when you're sending me the picture.
Okay,
Please
okay,
share it across. Thank you. Can I hear
okay.
from the others too? Yeah,
Hi,
anyone can.
I'm
Yes, yes.
I'm Reshma. This is, I think, the first time I have actually done something like this. I'm a counseling psychologist myself. I do use. I don't. I am not trained in art therapy, but I do use some sort of mandala art or coloring and stuff. But it's only a part of the whole session. It is not the whole session. Um, so uh, this was a new exposure. What I didn't understand is when we are scribbling. I'm not trying to offend you here. I'm just trying to understand the therapy. Is we have house tree person, if you must have heard of it,
Hmm. Yes.
right? So there you're actually asking the person to draw,
Hmm.
and then when you say, okay, he didn't draw the ears or he drew small parents or big parents, and then we can do an analysis of that.
Hmm.
But when you're just randomly scribbling, I don't understand how we are doing an analysis of that, because
So yeah,
it's
yeah.
a very
I
chance, according to me. I'm sorry, I don't understand this, but this is what came to my mind.
Yes. So that is what, as I explained, I'm not interpreting my client here. I'm just trying to ask some questions. I ask my client a question so that I get a response as part
Okay.
of leading, and also depending upon the rapport which I have with my client.
Okay.
I cannot ask offensive questions if I feel that this would be offensive to my client. Because initially, in the beginning itself, I may not use this technique with my client.
Okay.
So, after establishing and getting into the comfort zone, we go into a deeper emotional work. And when that rapport is there, and the trust and kind of safe space feeling is there with the client, then I can ask questions for which they will give me. That's why I use the term leading, for me to lead to the next what I need to work with my client. The question can, they can say okay to it, they can deny also, and give an explanation of what it means to them is what I was trying to say. I'm not
Okay.
giving an interpretation.
Okay.
I'm
So
only
you're just
asking
trying,
questions.
it's just to sort of have a conversation and
Yes, yes.
get
And
into more
know more
details.
about them, and
Oh,
for them also to get more awareness about themselves.
okay. Okay. Yeah, understood. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Anyone else wants to speak about your takeaway
Yeah, I just want
experience?
to add something. One thing that came in the beginning, I would be very self-conscious to move my body in front of somebody. So that would be, I don't know how one would, again, as you said, maybe it's only after you know the person much better that you use it.
Because I think I was doing some steps in front of you, and you would have known that I'm not a dancer.
So,
That would have given some of you confidence. That's why I do it, because sometimes you sit and you. That's what I learned from my trainers. They don't instruct us and make us do, but they also be part of it. No, it's quite
yeah.
interesting to do that.
And the other thing is, it made me feel good initially, and towards the end, some memories came, and I was a little bit sad.
Yes,
So then I really understood how it can evoke memories, or it can evoke emotions.
so
So
that
that
is
I did
why
realize.
when we took up this program, it was mandatory for us to do these many hours of self work, personal work. They used to give us referral to therapists for, with whom we need to do self work, because all of us, we can be therapists, we can be psychologists, but we also have our own personal lives and our baggage. So to just keep ourselves in track, so that they made it only when we produce that certificate, they give us our degree certificate. All right, thank you. Someone else,
Thank you so much.
who wants to share your experience, please feel free. Yes, sir.
Only one sentence, madam. Only one sentence. I have just come down from 66 years of my age to just 6 years now. That was my feeling actually.
You feel young.
I became little boy, like I became a little boy actually. My the first one music, it was wonderful actually. De-stressing actually,
And I
removing
was
all the
happy that you were dancing.
yes.
I was happy to see you dancing.
Next again, madam, dancing apart, this without lifting that finger, it's a pen. I could able to write down some scribbling, lot of thing come.
Hmm.
Something it's something like a universe filled with so many things. Like a, sometimes I feel that falling from a plane actually 30,000 feet height,
Okay.
falling again, going up again, coming up, something like that. Universe. I could
Please
feel
do
some kind
share
of
your pictures with me,
sensation.
so
Some
that
kind of
it would be like a kind of good feel for me also, that I've done something productive.
some kind of something like that actually. Universe concept, and I could find some philosophy in that actually. Some Om or some Sri, something like that.
Hmm. Yeah.
Trying to find out some, attain some bliss, something like that. In
Hmm.
between all the irrational things, what we see actually, something, some rational thing like, say you can name some god, something like that. Some power, something.
Yeah, very beautifully you explained what you were able to introspect and connect with.
That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So, thank you, participants. Thank you for your patience, and thank you for staying. And as I keep telling, a success of a session is not like having a big gathering, but whoever joins you doesn't drop out in between. They stay till the end is the success, because somewhere people felt that it is useful and it is not boring, and they are kept engaged. So, I'm very happy about it, and I thank you for giving me this. Space where I could explore this, do this, teach you something, and yeah, So it's also some new work which I'm doing with people from different groups, not only my student group circle, but across the nation, and I'm happy for that. Thank you for joining me. Let's meet tomorrow, same time, 7 to 8.